Hi everyone, Megan here from Megan B Plans It All, and I wanted to just do a relaxing journaling video for all of you because I was greatly inspired by a video that I watched that Sarika from Sarika Studio created, and I just found it to be so relaxing. So I thought it might be fun to do a video for all of you so that you can experience the same thing I did with her video. And I will certainly be sure to link hers below so you can watch that one as well. I recently started journaling in these Archer and Olive notebooks. This one in particular is so pretty. It's from their Valentine's Day box, and I am an affiliate, so you can use my code MeganB10 for 10% off any notebook that you may fall in love with. And you can also use the link that I will put down below. So, like most things that I find that I really enjoy, I went and purchased a lot of materials used in this type of journaling. And I'm not very good at hand lettering yet, although I'm trying. What I am good at is putting stickers everywhere. So here are a few of the pages that I did already create, and that one that I just went past is one of my favorites. So I don't always have a lot to say while I'm journaling, but something I have always really liked is words. So after I created my little journal spreads, I picked out a couple of words that I like and used that as my journaling. I wrote down the word, looked up the exact definition, wrote it in there, and I will probably continue doing that. My goal for this beautiful notebook was really just to have fun with it, not stress over it, and just write things in it that I enjoy. And if some of you have potentially seen one of my recent posts, uh, the love of words actually came from my mom. When I was younger, I watched her read so much. She can read a book a day if given the opportunity, which, not having me in the house, I'm sure she has a lot more opportunity than before. But I would read as well. And that's basically what my childhood was reading books. Every summer, when we would get reading lists to complete during the summer, I actually would make it a point to read at least twice as many as were asked of me. Um, Not to mention, I got extra points for it, but it was just a challenge to finish all of those books, and I really liked it. And my mom taught me to never shy away from a challenge. So I often would read books that were quote unquote a higher reading level than what I was supposed to be. So a higher reading level than whatever my grade was. I remember one time I started reading this one book that was a few levels above my supposed reading level. And I told my mom, this is too hard. I'm having a hard time understanding it and I don't want to read it anymore. And she said, well, you should really just keep reading it because it will get better and you will understand it. And so I kept reading it, and she was right. I did end up understanding it and enjoying it. I just had to kind of power through and trust myself and my knowledge. The other thing is, whenever I would come across a word that I didn't know, and I would ask my mom, what does this word mean? Instead of just telling me, she would say, go look it up. Of course, now being older, I realized that she may have asked me to go look it up because sometimes she probably didn't actually know the meaning of the word. But it was a good lesson for me to learn to love words and to look things up on my own. But I did truly believe when I was younger that my mom knew everything. So I was sure that she was just pointing me towards the dictionary so I could learn on my own and didn't need her to tell me. She also used books as a way to teach me how to write because sometimes I'd be writing a story and maybe I didn't quite know where I was supposed to put commas or what type of word to use or how to form a sentence correctly. And she would say, well, pay attention to the books you read and how the authors write and where they put commas. And that's kind of how I learned how to write too. So when it comes to journaling, some people, I guess, will call it bullet journaling, or I guess some people might even call it scrapbooking or whatever you call it. Taking pretty fun things and pasting it to paper in a notebook. I have really no idea what I'm doing. I just kind of like to start with a big element. So either like background paper, or maybe a big sticker. This sticker that I'm putting down, this sheet, is actually from Sarika Studio, and I hope I'm saying that right. But she has in her shop a lot of stickers that are very well suited to this type of journaling. And here's another one. So mostly I just look through my pile of stuff that I think might go well together, and I just stick it down. I have seen some videos where people kind of map out where they want to stick stuff before they put it down. And as you can see, I do that a little bit. So I stick some things down and then I start to kind of play around and see what it might look like if they were in a particular area, and then stick them down. And sometimes I'm not super thrilled with the way it looks, but sometimes adding a little more makes a difference, or sometimes adding those words make a difference. And sometimes it's okay not to immediately be in love with something you create, because maybe in a few days you'll realize that it's not so bad. Or maybe even taking a couple of pictures with it and then seeing what those pictures look like while you edit them. Sometimes that actually makes it seem a little better, and you realize that maybe you were a little too critical of yourself, which, at least for me, is one of the most difficult parts of the creative process, is those moments where you second guess yourself, or you get upset because it doesn't look like the other things that everyone else around you is creating. My cousin once told me that nothing in nature is perfect, so why would you expect yourself to be, or why would you expect the things you create to be? And that really spoke to me, because art isn't about perfection. Creativity isn't about perfection. It's about expression, right? It's expressing something. And sometimes you just have to put something down on paper. Sometimes it's not pretty, because, not everything in life is pretty. There are some things that you have to kind of just experience and work through. I had a journal page somewhat recently where I wanted to write something. I wanted to jot down my feelings or my day or anything. But I couldn't come up with what I wanted to say. So I took some complimentary washi tape and just started ripping it into small pieces and sticking it to the paper. And just that action, the repetitive action of ripping and sticking, of ripping and sticking, it actually made me feel better. So sometimes journaling isn't about the words. Sometimes journaling is about the feeling that you put to something. And I think that's why this type of journaling is calming to me because, you don't have to think too hard about it. You just pick some things that complement each other or don't. Sometimes things that clash end up feeling right. And if it feels right, then stick it down and share it with others. Share your feelings with others. Share your experiences with others. Share your art with others. Because the other thing is that just because maybe you might see a flaw here or there in the thing that you've created, it doesn't mean that other people are going to look at it in the same way. It doesn't mean that other people are going to look at it and see those flaws that you see. What they might see is something that they find beautiful, something that they might relate to, something that might make them smile and brighten their day because you're giving a little bit of yourself to the world. And that's what we need. We need beauty, we need connection, we need love, we need friendship, because those are the things that help us get through the day. And especially the last year that we've had, connection, it just proves that connection is what drives us. Because without that connection, so many of us have kind of folded into ourselves. I know I have. So I'm really, really hoping that, watching this video and watching the movements, watching the actions, listening to the music, reflecting maybe on your own process. I hope it adds a little something. Maybe this might inspire you, or maybe it might just be something that you enjoy watching. Maybe you might watch another one, which would be nice. Because I'm kind of hoping that I'll do this on a somewhat regular basis because, like I said, the video from Sarika really inspired me, and it made me reflect and it made me feel calm. And I'd like to thank her for that. And, let me know in the comments down below if you liked this. Let me know in the comments down below what calms you, what helps you manage your anxiety, what makes you feel good. Is it creating? Is it watching the creative process? Is it writing or drawing or painting? Is it all of the above? What kind of notebook do you use? Do you use an art journal type notebook? A bullet journal notebook? Pieces of random paper? Stickers? Maybe a whiteboard? Do you like writing letters? It's important to reflect and recognize the things that help you through those more difficult moments, because then you know what to turn to when you need a little solace. So this is the finished product, and eventually I'll write something in here, some words, definitions, lists. I don't know. We'll see. And when I do, I'll share it with you. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you watch, listen to my next one, and definitely thank you for everything. And please like and subscribe. Peace and cookies. Bye.